We'll be seeing that. Well, let's begin with chapter 1. Learn what it really means to be financially free. Beware that thou forget not the Lord thy God, and thou say in thine heart, my power and the might of mine hand hath gotten me this wealth. But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that giveth thee the power to get wealth. And there we see a picture of King Nebuchadnezzar, who is an illustration of this. Have you ever noticed that when things go well, at least in my life, when things are going really well and God is blessing, it's easy to begin to think like that verse. My power, it's my hand, it's what I'm doing. It's making things go well. King Nebuchadnezzar, as you know the story, but let me just rehearse it for you. He ruled one of the greatest kingdoms on the earth. And one day he had a dream, and he dreamed about a tree, and this giant tree that covered the whole earth. And then someone came along and chopped it down, and the stump became a man and ended up turning into like an animal and went out and ate grass. And he got scared of this dream, and he called Daniel in. Daniel, what does this dream mean? Daniel said, oh, king, this is you in your pride. This is what's going to happen to you. You ought to repent now. Acknowledge that the mighty kingdom you rule is of God, not you. How easy it is to forget, because 12 months went by. And in 12 months, you see a picture of Nebuchadnezzar there standing on his roof looking down upon his great kingdom. And he walked around that day on the roof, and he said to himself, there in the left-hand side of your page, in pride he said, is not this the great Babylon which I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power and for the honor of my majesty? And the scriptures tell us immediately, as soon as he in pride began to think, is this not what I did? Immediately, God struck him in his mind, and he was humbled and driven from men and did eat grass as oxen. For 7 years, he ate that grass, and there's a picture there of him eating that grass, and his claws grew. And then he humbled himself after 7 years, and he received freedom by humility, the lower right-hand part of your page there. Now, he said, after he acknowledged and realized, he said, now I praise, extol, and honor the King of heaven, all whose works are truth, and his ways are judgment. And those that walk in pride, he is able to humble. His kingdom was restored then.